Did you like it, Steve?
Full disclosure,
Yes.
I was actually really surprised on how much this sucked.
I say we go through the plot because most of mine are
Mhm.
just plot points with my pros and my cons.
Absolutely.
So it starts off. How does it start? It starts off with the guy, he's at like a wrestling match, and someone's like, I'm taking your bag.
Bonesaw is
Yeah,
ready.
That's exactly. There's like this guy, he's like, let me get your bag here. Give me your tots. And he's like, no. And he's like, I guess he made a deal with Colin Firth and what's the company called? The
Wardex.
Wardex. They're like, we got your girlfriend. And they're like, I'm going to find her. I'm going to hurt her.
There it is.
And they're kind of in the parking lot. And then he pulls a Rick O'Connell with a dynamite, if you will. But instead of the dynamite, it's some sort of rock.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, watch your grip there, son. And then he sneaks away with the girl, and they're driving, and he calls Coleman Domingo, and he's like, hey, I got the stuff. I should just put it online. And he's like, no, don't do that. Don't put it online. Don't share it. And then go to some safe place and destroy the phone. He destroys the phone. He's like, they can track this car. And she's like, I know where to go. And then they go to a nun place because she used to be a nun.
While that's happening, we got Emily DJ Blunt. She is a weather woman
True.
down in Kansas City, Missouri. And she's getting ready to go on her normal day. And she's got her boyfriend, Wyatt Russell. They're arguing about something. And then a red cardinal comes into their loft and stares at her. And she's entranced by this thing. And then she goes off to her news station job. And then there happens to be a Korean man there. Nobody can understand him. And she starts speaking Korean to him. She's just talking. And people are like, how'd you know Korean? She's like, I don't know Korean. Her news segment starts. And then she starts doing one of these on air. Starts speaking another language, the language of maths, and then faints.
Yeah.
And that sets up Emily's DJ Blunt's as part of the story.
Got the Colin Firth as the villain. He's the whatever that company, what'd you say, Motorpole?
Wardex.
And you find out they know about these aliens. And the main guy, the Josh O'Connell. Hey, O'Connell. He's telling the girlfriend about, there's aliens. He shows the videos, and you find out that there's at least two of the little crystal things. Colin Firth has one. The power of his is that he can hold it and gets hooked up to Cerebro here, and he can basically like talk to people from a distance, from like looking at their
basically
picture.
Do a Cerebro,
yeah, and it can kind of, I think they have to answer him correctly, and he can kind of control them a little. So he does that to O'Connell's girl. They figure out where his little safe house cabin is. He has her like have a knife to attack him later. So you find out O'Connell, he can understand the little news report because she's doing the and everyone hears gibberish, but he's like, she's saying, well, I just heard the news, today. He gets a call because she has all these weird things going on. She remembers his number, calls him like they're going there. They're going to show up. Don't go to the cabin. So what does he do? He goes to the cabin. And it's like, there's all of these black cars. I don't know, 20 cars with, 50 people there. He's not like in the woods or anything, which I guess before
just
that,
out in the open,
because he's on the phone, he's in like a wheat field, but they don't show him, like they show a part where he's standing in there and then these little like crop circles appear because there was no path. He was just like standing in the middle of a wheat field.
Did
you think about that? Like, why was it like they don't show
I don't think
him.
Anybody thought that
they
through.
Zoomed out and it's like it shows something happened to the field, but I'm like, what was he doing? He's just standing, like, that seems uncomfortable. But anyways, it's not like he's not in the wheat field here. He goes and it's just like there's a little fence, but it's like you can clearly see, and it's not like they're far away, and he's just like kind of nonchalantly, would you say? Like he's not like tiptoeing.
Less than nonchalantly.
He like gets down, but it's still like making loud noises. And he ends up just like getting in one of the cars, drives to the house, gets her up, and then they're getting chased, yada, yada. And they go on a dirt road, and there's a cliff. And they're like, oh, get out and run. And then they do the old brick in the on the accelerator and pretend like they drove off the cliff into the water.
But instead of running, they wait behind a rock that's nearly 6 feet away from that location.
Yep.
And they ensure that people are fooled by their Tom and Jerry-like stunt.
And even that, they don't really sneak away. So it's just like kind of...
They just walk casually away. They're at their hotel, and Colin Firth has that power to see through his girlfriend's eyes, you know? And so she's like, you have to ensure that he can't do that, otherwise they'll find our location. So he tears down all the maps of the area, you know, takes all the matchboxes, any sort of things that might have the address of where they're at, and holds them close to his chest. And then he ties her up on the bed because, you know, Colin can control her. And it takes all of Colin controlling her leg only to expose a receipt on Jack O'Connell's hand. He's like, I got him. I know where they're at. And immediately they pounce on him, and they know, you know, they capture him. And what's his name? Jack gives the stone to his girlfriend. She runs away, and then they take Jack away.
So he's caught, and he's taken to Colin Firth's, I don't know, trailer. Emily Blunt, she's basically guided.
She's been running amok, just driving her car, and she meets him there, and she has the power. It's explained in the movie. She has the power of extreme empathy and can go up to anyone and reach into the deep recesses of their mind and be like, hey, I understand that this part of your life hurt you so bad. You should move out of my way. She does that like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah, Colin Firth is the main villain, and then there's the little henchman who's like, and for
the
some
little
reason,
Draco Malfoy type.
The Draco guy, like, it never affects him whatsoever in this movie. And so they get in the car and they're driving away, and then the Draco, the henchman, he's like, what are you guys doing? So he goes, gets a gun. And they're driving, and then they get stuck at a train track, and the thing falls down. And then Draco's he's in a nice Ram. They show a couple Rams, in case you were wondering who the official truck
who the sponsor was,
Disclosure Day was.
Of Aliens.
Yeah. and just rams, and like pushes the car into the train.
Coleman, what was his name?
Domingo?
He was also working for Wardex, but he's the good guy. And he saw that Colin Firth, he was like, hey, Colin, we need to tell people about Full Disclosure Day, aliens exist. And so his plan was to spend who knows how much money and resources, I don't know where he got them from, but to recreate one for one Emily DJ Blunt's childhood home so that she could go back and relive the traumatic event that led to her being able to have extreme empathy and Jack O'Connor's ability to understand and read math.
This is where Coleman gets his little meteor rock that I guess this one can make you see in the past.
She's vehemently just, I will never go back to that traumatic memory. And then Coleman's like, hey, but how about you do it? And she says, okay.
All right, yeah.
So they do it together, her and Jack O'Connell. Come to find out, what is it, Chris?
Aliens abduct them, and they probe them. And Josh is also there too. He's a kid strapped on the table, and he gets the gift of understanding. So he's real smart with math, and I guess he understands the language, and she gets that gift of empathy.
Yeah.
Dialogue and talking, I guess, to everyone. Now that she figures that out, again, Colin Firth, he's red hot on their tail. They open up the garage door. It's the warehouse, you think. Empty, Steve. They've been bamboozled. Where she holds the thing and she turns it all invisible, the house and everyone. And they're like, something's off here. And
something's a little fishy.
And she's like, no one move. Be quiet. They can't see us. And then 2 seconds later, she's like, we need to move. And then she tells them.
And everybody proceeds to make a lot of noise getting out
moves.
of there.
It's just like, they're like quiet. And they're just like, again, nonchalantly, just like moving. Again, they're invisible. And then this part is funny because immediately when Colin Firth and them go in, it's invisible. You don't see anything except you see this like giant purple orb in the back. And like, that was the first thing I saw. Like, I feel like it's pretty obvious. Like, imagine just an empty warehouse with a floating purple orb. And then after a few seconds, and they're starting to hear, he's like, quiet, quiet. And they could hear, 40 people wrestling. And he's like, wait, look closely. And it's like, again, the most obvious orb floating. And then they drive off. Where do they go, Steve?
They go to the news station. They say, we gotta get this message out there. Full disclosure day, full stop. It was bold of them to take a new angle on this whole alien thing, because sometimes, like Independence Day, they take the angle. Well, what would the military do? Or what would civilians do? War of the Worlds, they would fight for their lives. But they said, no, I want to know what the news stations would do in a time like this.
Well, before it's broadcast, Colin Firth, they're like, cut the power, cut the emergency generator, and they cut it right before. And then they storm in, and they're about to, take everyone. And the first thing Colin Firth says, he's like, don't look her in the eyes. Because, again, she can do the empathy thing. And then what does Colin Firth do? He immediately looks her right in the eyes. And she pulls, or I guess first she pulls out the little crystal. Because the girlfriend does a little baton toss here, hands her one of them crystals. And this is the one from the beginning that he stole. And this is the power crystal. Turns on electronics. One, yep. So she, by the power of Grayskull, puts out her fist and then she turns the TVs on. And they're like, all right, power back online. And Colin Firth just like, Walter White's, you got me. And then again, the henchman is like, we're not going to do anything. And Colin Firth's like, Nah. And then he just sits, and then they all just leave. And they show the aliens, and then it shows the people. There's people on the subway. Everyone's on the phone watching the news. There's people in the living room. They're all watching the news.
Everyone and their mother.
And to
on
me,
their phones,
this might be the
news.
most unrealistic, because I'm like, if something aired on the news, I know like older people still watch the news, but I mean, I can't remember. I mean, I don't think I've ever just put on the news, but I'm like, they showing like everyone just like watching CNN on their phone here in the subway. And
unless I'm at like a local bowling alley and it's on the TV.
Playing, like that would make sense, but they never show any of those. It's just like everyone's on their phone watching live.
Everyone. It changes the world. And they show all this footage. Roswell's real. All this stuff. Little green aliens, Nixon introduced all that stuff, and it ends, Christopher. Coleman, he wheels out this big old box, and he uncovers it, and it's a big, fat, 8-foot alien, just looking an old, greasy little old alien. He puts his hand on their shoulders. He tells them something, and then they whisper something. Josh is like, what did she say? And Emily says, listen. And then that movie ends. Yeah, it's a bad movie. I didn't like it. Stinky.
Well, going back to the callback, I guess, in the beginning, he's like, I should just put this all online and release it. And then Coleman's like, no, don't do that. And then that's what they do at the end. And I'm like, why did you go through all these extra steps?
This whole thing. Also, Christopher, as you mentioned, nobody watches the news. And if something like this were to happen in real life, all the news stations were to be like, oh, these aliens are real. Look at these evidences of aliens. 99% of people would look at their phone and be like, They're like, oh, that's AI. Or I legitimately don't care about
that's
this.
What I'm thinking.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you hear about like, oh, they said there was like...
They've shown real footage of aliens in our real life.
And everyone's like, I'm like, if this actually happened, maybe like a week people would care, and then who would? I don't know.
Like, nobody genuinely cares about aliens if they were here. They're already among us, buddy. Did you know that? They've been among us. You ever been to your local DMV? You know what I mean? Bloody. I think this is the strongest contender I've seen this year for our end of the year awards for the movie your dad will love.
It does got like an older 90s blockbuster feel, because that end where it's showing like humanity and all these people and like the news reporters like shaking and all this, which I'm like, I kind of like it.
If it came out like 20 years ago, it would have been good, maybe.
Yeah. Some cons I have that I've already mentioned a bunch. I didn't like Colin Firth as a villain.
Yeah.
Plot doesn't make sense.
It's boring. It's a slog. It's stupid. It's lame.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes. I'm like, I guess I kind of covered all of these. They do like a plot of the movie with, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, Steve. I don't want to overstep here, but she used to be a nun. And then she stopped being a nun, or she was training. I don't really know how the nun.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
she flunked, probably something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When he first tells her about aliens, and he's like, "I'm gonna tell the world," she's like, "You can't do that. What if
people will not believe in God?
Won't believe in God?" And then I'm like, "What? No.
How does that work?"
I was like, I'm just like, I don't see the correlation here. And then later
Quite
she
the jump
calls
to conclusion there.
her mentor nun,
Mother,
and she's like, "What would you do if you found out there were others?" And she's like, "There's probably others. Why would there not be?"
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
they go on this like tangent here, kind of like throughout. It's a theme, and she's like, I don't think you didn't believe in God. You didn't believe in people or something. And to me, I'm like, why? I don't understand the connection.
Added nothing to the main story. Yeah. So point being, I didn't like it.
Yeah, me neither, really.
Thanks for watching these highlights of our episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. If you want to listen to the full episode, check out the links in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you do that with your favorite YouTuber, I'm sure they would appreciate it too. Thanks, and have a great day.